The NBA has always contained some of the most interesting characters in the sports world, from Dennis Rodman to Draymond Green. With so many distinct figures, there are bound to be countless facts and stories that go untold and are forgotten over the years. So today I decided to scour the internet looking for some of the greatest facts in NBA history. Enjoy! The NBA draft is one of the most exciting times in basketball, but over the years the draft format has undergone significant changes, such as shortening the draft from 7 rounds to only 2, and the addition of some random ping pong balls. This is besides the point, but it's wild to me that the NBA really uses ping pong balls to decide the draft order. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks this way, but it seems a little archaic. Anyways, back in 1977, when the draft had 7 rounds, with the 139th pick in the 7th round, the Kansas City, now Sacramento Kings, decided to draft Bruce Jenner, now known as Caitlyn Jenner. The Kardashians have always seemed to display a liking for NBA players, but who would have thought that their history with the NBA would originate years before their fame? Since the merger of the Basketball Association of America and the National Basketball League in 1946, NBA rules have undergone numerous changes over the years, such as the widening of the lanes in the 1950s and the addition of the three-point shot in 1979. However, back when these two leagues were arch rivals, in 1937, there was a jump ball after every successful basket. Yes, after every single one. Now this fact is a little morbid and a tragedy. However, this may be one of the craziest coincidences of all time in the NBA. Pete Maravich once said, "I don't want to play 10 years in the NBA and die of a heart attack at 40. He proceeded to play 10 years in the NBA and tragically die of a heart attack at age 40. Every year when the NBA announces the All-NBA teams, they are always met with some backlash, which at times may be warranted, such as in 2013 when Marc Gasol made the All-Defensive Second Team, but went on to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. The transition from college to the NBA is one of the largest jumps out of all sports. When entering the league, almost all young players struggle in 2 main areas of the game, defense and shooting, but not many have had worse seasons than John Wall, who shot 7% from the three-point line in his second season. He attempted 42 three-pointers and only made 3 of them. Speaking of struggling, the 2012 Charlotte Bobcats hold the worst record in NBA history. They had a 7-59 win-loss record, which equates to 10.6%. And to be honest, I don't think a team will ever have a lower winning percentage, and this team truly left its mark on history. Manute Bol is an enigma in the NBA. The 7'7" giant was one of the tallest players in NBA history, but most of you already knew that. I bet you didn't know that while still living in Sudan, Manute Bol paid 80 cows for his wife's hand in marriage. Now going from one of the tallest players in NBA history to one of the shortest. During Muggsy Bogues' career, he recorded a total of 39 blocks, 12 more than former number 1 overall pick Anthony Bennett, who might actually make the strongest case as the worst first overall pick ever. Over the years, NBA teams have shown a tendency to make irrational decisions on players after one solid season. These give us some of the worst contracts in league history, but this one might honestly take the cake. Luol Deng was paid $17 million by the Los Angeles Lakers during the 2017-2018 season. That means he got around $200,000 per game. However, Luol Deng only ended up playing 1 game with the Los Angeles Lakers that season. So technically he received $17 million for just 1 game. Back in 2016, Anderson Varejao did something that Michael Jordan or LeBron could never accomplish, as he was the first player to play for both the finals teams in the same season. Early in 2016, the Cavs traded him to Portland, who later on waived him. In February, he was signed by the Golden State Warriors. Both the Cavaliers and Warriors made it to the finals that season. This means Anderson played for both finals teams in a single season. This is the first time in the history of the game and a very rare feat to achieve. NBA Jam is probably the most popular basketball game of all time. However, if you played with the Chicago Bulls, the best team in basketball at the time, you were automatically at a disadvantage. The creator of NBA Jam hated the Chicago Bulls so much that he embedded a special code that made them miss last-second shots. This next fact truly just made me laugh. LeVar Ball's brothers are named LaFrance, LaVale, Lorenzo, and LaShawn, and he eventually went on to name his sons Lonzo, LiAngelo, and LaMelo. Kinda interesting he only followed his family pattern with one of his sons. Maybe LeVar knew something long before we got to see LaMelo ball on the court. Who knows? Winning the NBA MVP pretty much makes you a shoo-in to make the Hall of Fame. Winning the MVP award is hard in its own right during the prime of your career. However, Wes Unseld and Wilt Chamberlain are the only players to win MVP as rookies. Another fact about Wes Unseld is that he won the Finals MVP while averaging less than 10 points. This next one isn't really a fact, but something that I feel goes completely unnoticed, and is honestly one of the wildest things I found while researching for this video. Kendrick Perkins is only 1 month older than LeBron James. The 82-game season in the NBA is one of the most long and grueling schedules in all of sports. But during the 2001-2002 season, Jalen Rose played 83 regular season games, as he was traded mid-season to the Bulls, who had played less games than the Pacers. Matt Barnes is a very polarizing player in NBA history, but was never able to become a star in the league. Maybe after all his years in the NBA, he regretted not playing football, as he was the #1 ranked wide receiver prospect coming out of high school. On April 2nd, 2010, David Lee recorded 37 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists. The last player to have a 30-point, 20-rebound, 10-assist game was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's quite a big difference between these two players and decades in between these feats. Crazy to think no one else has been able to attain this stat line. Hakeem Olajuwon has the most quadruple doubles with 2. His first quadruple double was on March 3rd, 1990. He had 29 points, 18 rebounds, 10 assists, and 11 blocks. Only 26 days later, Hakeem had his second quadruple double. He had 18 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, and 11 blocks. No other players attained this feat in the modern NBA. Truly something that can never be replicated. The closest was Draymond Green back in 2019, but he decided to only score 6 points. But at least you got the first triple-double without scoring 10 points. But in my opinion, I would have rather got those 4 points. But hey, that's just me. And finally, the craziest stat and a potential future video topic. Between 1957 and 2014, there were 58 NBA Finals series. 42, or about 72% of these championship teams included either Red Auerbach, Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, or Greg Popovich, as either a player, coach, or executive. Even crazier, at least one of them appeared in 49 of those 58 finals. In other words, nearly 85% of all NBA Finals between 1957 and 2014 involved at least one of those people. But anyways guys, that's the end of today's video. Thank you for watching, make sure to drop a like and comment. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.